and already the tree sap is completely gone. Hey guys, it's Lucas from the Rag Company, and in today's video, we're going to be showing you how to safely remove tree sap from your vehicle's paint. So for today's demonstration, we're going to be doing a fairly simple two-step process with premium microfiber towels, as well as the correct solvent for the job. So first, we're gonna make sure we just throw on our gloves, just to make sure that we're safe. And then for the first step of this process, I'm going to be using T from Koch Chemie with one of our black terry microfiber applicators. So first, we're just gonna throw on some gloves and we'll get into the process. For today's demonstration, we're going to be using Tear Wash from Koch Chemie. This is a detailing solvent and it works great for getting rid of things like tree sap, tar and glue, adhesive, things like that from the surface. And so I'm going to be pairing that with one of our terry applicator sponges. So this is just gonna allow me to get an even amount of product onto the sponge and then to simply apply it onto the tree sap and really allow it to break down. First, apply a little bit of T to my applicator, and then I'm simply going to begin rubbing it onto the spot. And already you can already see it start to break down. It's already pretty soft, so this shouldn't require a whole lot of elbow grease. So we're just gonna kind of rub that in. So you don't want to let this sit on the surface too long because again, this is a solvent and it can have the potential to soften your clear coat. So we're just gonna let this dwell for around 30 seconds to a minute or so. And we are in a enclosed space, so we do have the luxury of being out of direct sunlight. So one thing to note at home as we wait for this to dry, if you guys are going to be using a solvent like this, I do recommend staying out of direct sunlight and doing this in a cool shaded space just to minimize any sort of potential of damaging your clear coat. Now that we've let the spot sit for a sec, we are going to be using one of our Spectrum 420 towels. The reason I like to use this towel is because it is a dual pile and a higher GSM, so it just has a little bit more plushness between my hand and the surface to minimize any sort of marring, scratching, things like that. So I'm gonna simply come through, begin to wipe the surface, and already the tree sap is completely gone. Now, as you can see, as I'm wiping it up, the tree sap is completely removed from the surface, and that took literally no work at all. So now we're just gonna move to the second step of this process. Now that the tree sap has been removed, we are simply going to go through and neutralize the surface. So for this, you can use something like a quick detailer or a waterless wash. Today, I'm going to be using Adapt waterless wash from Armored Detail Supply. The reason I like to use Adapt is because it is really slick on the surface when cleaning it, and it also does have a little bit of SiO2 infused, so it will leave a little bit of protection when we do send the vehicle on its way. This is one of our premium FTWs. Simply going to spray our product onto the surface. Quick spray in the towel. We're simply going to go through and wipe the panel clean, flip to a dry side, and boom. Not only is the surface cleaned, it is neutralized and protected and ready to go. Now that we have completely cleaned and neutralized the surface, we are simply going to go ahead and do this process on the rest of the spots on the vehicle. At home, I would recommend doing this spot by spot just to be safe. One special note for people at home, if you do have tree sap on delicate surfaces such as your black trim, vinyl, plastics, things like that, the process is going to be the same, but for these surfaces, I would recommend going with their Orange Power. Orange Power is going to be a less aggressive solvent-based cleaner that is safer to use on those more delicate surfaces. So for paint, I would probably go for something like Tear Wash. For your more delicate surfaces like your plastic trim, I would go with Orange Power. So one more thing for you guys at home is even if you don't have tree sap on your car's paint right now, I would still recommend picking up these products to have them in your arsenal so that when you do run into the issue, you can address it right away and not have to deal with any further issues. So to make things easier on you guys, we've gone ahead and linked all of the products used in today's video down in the description below. That way you can have these products readily available in your detailing arsenal in case you run into any tree sap issues in the future. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys do have any other questions and concerns, definitely feel free to drop those down in the comments below. And if you guys do like this kind of detailing content, make sure to stay tuned for more videos right here on the Rag Company YouTube channel.